We're starting off here on the Model Y Performance, and well, it's quick. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a Tesla Model Y Performance. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with this Model Y. Check out the inventory in the description down below. This one is available for sale if you're interested. And on a side note, I just released my car buying course, so if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link in the description down below. Let's get into the video. So first off, being an electric vehicle, it does have a frunk, which obviously adds a level of practicality. And, you know, it's a pretty decent size, so you could fit a decent amount of groceries in here and all that stuff. Nothing too crazy happening here. I think this is funny how you've got like the lining on this portion, and then you guys can see it's just exposed hood there in the center. So like the attachment point, right, got the plastic, and the rest of it, they're just like, we don't care. We're just gonna leave it exposed. Anyways, there you go. Now before we go over the front end, let's get into the power and performance. So we have 456 horsepower, 497 pound-feet of torque, and a driving range of 315 miles with the performance model. So really decent specs. Anyways, got the Tesla logo right here, and then we got the signature Model Y headlights, which are the same as the Model 3 because this is basically just a gigantic Model 3. Parking sensors here on the front end, and then you can see the fog light off to the side. And notice that we actually have an opening here at the bottom, which is pretty interesting. But the rest of it is obviously closed off because it's an electric vehicle, and so it's got that, you know, Tesla look. Coming around the side here, we've got two 55mm tires wrapped around 21-inch wheels in the front, and then two 75mm tires wrapped around 21-inch wheels in the back. And then you can see here with the design on the wheels, here's kind of a closer look. It's got a cool kind of like dark gray color. It's kind of satin finish, but then it's got some metallic flake. And then we have the red Tesla brake calipers because this is the performance model. And then notice we've got the fender flare here, and then you got a little camera there on the side. And then notice that the door handles are flush with the body panels right there. And you can see the body painted mirror. And yeah, same exact setup, like I said, in the rear. A little bit wider tire though. Here's your full side view. You guys can see how it kind of like pumps out there on the back. Looks pretty good if you ask me. And yeah, there's your full side profile. So popping here into the rear of the Model Y, you guys will notice got some extra storage space underneath there, and notice you got these controls right here to fold down the seats, which is definitely a nice practical option to have, and flat loading floor. And yeah, it's a practical vehicle from this perspective. And when you're done with everything here in the rear, you just have a button here at the very top you can just press, and then that'll lower down the rear hatch, and there you go. Finishing things here with the rear, you guys will notice that we've got the carbon fiber spoiler here. I love the paint on this particular one because that just white metallic flake really pops. And then you guys can see you've got the signature Model Y taillights here. They're LEDs, they look great. Got the Tesla logo there in the center, and then dual motor because it's a performance model. And then you guys can kind of see here at the very bottom parking sensors, all that fun stuff. And then underneath the car, how it's all like smooth for aerodynamic purposes. And yeah, there you go. This wouldn't be a Tesla review if I didn't mention all of the panel gaps slash misaligned panels from the factory because, well, it's a Tesla thing. And also, since we're at a Ford dealership, I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to be, you know, brutally honest, because you know what? This Ford dealership would probably rather have you buy a Mustang Mach-E than another Tesla Model Y. So anyways, first off, we've got this gap like right here, and it's misaligned as well. It's, yeah, pretty noticeable. And then there's kind of another one right here. Not as noticeable, but if you've got a keen eye like me, you can see it. And then also where the bumper attaches to the rest of the car, again, misaligned. And then here with the door, a little bit, but not as bad as the back. This definitely way more noticeable here on the side, how it's kind of like raised up for the driver door compared to the passenger. And coming here to the front, this kind of is a little bit tighter than the, or it might be the opposite. Yeah, this side, sorry, is tighter than the other side, so that's definitely noticeable as well. And there's just a bunch of, like, I'm not going to point out every single one in the vehicle, but there's just a bunch of those on the car. And if you buy a brand new Mustang Mach-E, you don't have to worry about that hint, hint, wink, wink, and you should probably buy one from them. But yeah, it's a Tesla thing. Here's the door panel in the back. You guys can see you've got the white leather here, the black leather down below, and the stitching that goes across. Little window control, then the door release, and then we actually have frameless windows. Pretty interesting. And then this one has the white leather seats. I actually really like the look of the white leather in Teslas. I think it looks really cool, futuristic. And you guys can see legroom, and then you can see headroom as well. Got the vents right there, and this pulls down to be an armrest cup holder. And this is a used car. You guys can see this is actually held up really well. Still looks brand new, still looks clean. And so, yeah. Also, look at the sunroof situation, pretty big. Let's head to the front. And here's the door panel at the front, again with the white leather, black leather down below with all of the stitching. And then there's a quick look at the mirror. All of our window controls, and then we have the door opening. And then Model Y plaque right there. It's kind of hard to see because of the sun. And then again, the white leather seats here for the front. I think they look really cool, just like the back ones. And then you guys can see the adjustments. And these seats actually have a good amount of padding. Nice pedals. They definitely have a nice look to them. And those are look before you pop in. So here is the steering wheel. You guys can see leather wrapped steering wheel again. Tesla logo there in the center. And then we've got our steering wheel controls here on either side. Pretty simple stuff. We have like our turn signal, windshield wiper stalk, and then it does technically have a column shifter. It's pretty easy and straightforward to use, so nothing too crazy with that. Now, being a Tesla, everything is located in the center infotainment system, like the camera, of course. So popping in reverse, you guys can see you got backup camera trajectory lines, and then notice the other camera views, and then the bird's eye view as well. So it's practical from a camera perspective. Now I'm on the vehicle tab page, and you guys can see there's controls for literally everything. So, for example, if I want to open up the glove box, got to do it via the infotainment system, and it's got a practical glove box. And then notice you can change everything here with the pedals and the steering and all that fun stuff. And then we've got our charging, right? We have 194 miles of range, autopilot, everything here with this whole section. Locks, lights, I mean, there's literally everything here in that section. Again, it's just the little Model Y logo. You just press that and that'll take you into that section. Obviously, we have the other sections here. So you got like your entertainment, colorizer, right, where you can change color of everything, which is pretty cool. And notice pop up with the camera whenever you like, which I guess is another big plus. And you guys can see all the other features that you can use. And obviously, being a Tesla, you can play like the video games on it. You can do the like fart whoopee cushion sound thing on it as well. There's, you know, lots of little fun things added to it. But overall, it's pretty easy to use infotainment system. But you just have to absolutely love infotainment systems, and you know, because everything's in the touchscreen here. There's like no analog controls other than like the gear selector, pretty much. You guys can see the storage space right here, and down below as well. We've got some cup holder action happening here. We've got the center console, which actually has a little latch on it, so it's not magnetic like some of the other Teslas. And you guys can see the storage space there. They got some nice leather trim here on both sides, and super simplistic dash. Like, again, everything's the infotainment system, so there's no controls everywhere. And up top is super simple as well. Nothing too crazy happening there. And if you guys want the most up-to-date price, check out their website in the description down below. And if you guys are wondering what this was traded on, of course, it was a Mustang Mach-E, because it's kind of a better vehicle. Let's take it out, drive it, and I'll explain. Gotta do the card tappy thing. So let's talk about visibility before you set off. There's visibility over the hood. The dash is very, very long. Both the mirrors. And throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. We're starting off here on the Model Y Performance, and, well, it's quick. It's definitely quick. It's one thing that Tesla has going for it, is it makes very quick accelerating cars. That's cool. It's got like a turn signal camera. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, look at that. Why does it not want to stay? Okay, I feel like I'm pressing the turn signal enough. So I guess I didn't press it hard enough for the turn signal to want to stay on all the way. So you have to like really muscle your finger into the turn signal for it to stay on, which is kind of annoying, but I guess this thing you can get used to. Yeah, the acceleration is just so seamless, and it, you know, unlike the Plaid, it doesn't make you too sick in this car, so this is like enough, but it's not annoying. Let's change it to chill and see what that's like. Chill is still quick from an acceleration perspective, but it's not nearly as aggressive as in the sport mode. And hello, fellow Model Y. Hello, fellow panel gapper. Aha, I had to make the joke. But yeah, suspension is pretty smooth as well. And the steering is actually pretty tight on the Model Y. Oh, so I didn't press it hard enough. Let's see if that was hard enough. I'm getting used to these weird Tesla turn signals. I do like the fact that there is a mirror when I turn on the turn signal. But yeah, this car's really easy to drive. The steering's great. Handling's great too, because it's an EV. So yeah, there's a lot to like about the Model Y, right? And you know, Tesla obviously has a strong brand name, right? It's kind of it's a car that you wear as much as you drive, right? You're like, ah, I drive a Tesla, I'm so cool, right? It's like a success car at this point, right? Once you've made it in life, you go and you buy yourself the most expensive Tesla that you can afford, right? But that being said, there's so much more competition out nowadays, and I mean, you know, performance-wise, there's plenty of cars that have this performance. You know, the new Kia EV6 GT is going to be very similar to this performance-wise. The Mustang Mach-E GT is right there as well, and so Tesla is no longer in a, you know, category of its own. It's kind of just, you know, like a bunch of other cars. And here's what I have to say, and I know I seem like I'm being like overly harsh on Tesla, but especially considering the price point this car is at and everything, there's a lot that this car is missing that I feel like it should have from a quality perspective. That's something like, again, the Mustang Mach-E offers. So first off, exterior styling, right? Tesla just doesn't really do too much with their styling because they, you know, try to save on cost. But I feel like they should do a little bit more because it's not a beautiful car. The Mustang Mach-E, some of you might disagree with me, but I think it's actually at least a decent looking vehicle. And then interior wise, same thing. Like, this interior is very boring. Like, there's nothing happening in the interior. And again, Ford's proven with the Mustang Mach-E that you can build an interior that, you know, looks decent, right? Still is minimalist, still has that practicality, but it's decent, right? So Ford's proven that. And then, you know, from a performance standpoint, it's there, right? Braking's there, handling's there, acceleration's there, everything's there. But again, if you can get, you know, very similar performance in other cars and you don't have to deal with all the build quality issues that this has, then why would you do it at this point? And I think that's why people are starting to trade their Teslas, right, for the other EVs, is because they're realizing they don't want to deal with Tesla stuff anymore. And they don't care about, you know, wearing a Tesla anymore, right? So this is still a great car. Still a fun car to drive. It's fast, but yeah, there's other options that I'd buy over this, especially considering the price point that this is at. These performances are like over $70,000, and if I'm going to spend over $70,000, I expect to not have tons of panel gaps and, you know, all the reliability issues that come with the Tesla. So yeah, I'll be waiting anxiously for the comments from Tesla fanboys and girls. See you guys. Now that's going to sum things up for our video on this Tesla Model Y performance. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with the Model Y. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see you guys.